Hello everyone, Vice91 here and welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Legends. Last time we made our way to Yafutoma and had some mixed reception depending on who we talked to. Some people were excited that we were here and some people weren't so excited that we were here. And so we toured around the town a little bit and got to know some people. And we also found out where the blue moon crystal may be held. So today we're going to go to Mount Kazai to see if we can extract it from its volcanic depths. So we're going to talk to this guy who wants to take us to Mount Kazai because we can't get there in the Delphinus. And I already bought some ship parts and stuff, so we're going to go ahead and tell this guy we're ready to go to Mount Kazai. Then let's get going to Mount Kazai. I'll get the ship underway, so you guys can just sit back and take it easy. Oops, I almost forgot. If we're going to go inside Mount Kazai, I'd better take this along. And we received the underwater suit, which is actually that thing right next to him. The most archaic scuba diving gear ever. Deep inside Mount Kazai is a cavern, and in some places there will be water. This underwater suit should come in handy. What? We have to go underwater? But I can't swim! Do not worry. As long as you are using the underwater suit, you should be fine. Just be sure to breathe normally. Well then, shall we be going? Make way for Mount Kazai. Alright, I agree. Alright, so this guy's going to take us to Mount Kazai, and we get a little bit of a cutscene, but not too big. Mount Kazai is actually the volcano looking thing right there. Well, can't really make it out too much, but the top of it is actually above the cloud ceiling, so we can't get there. But that's where we're heading. Wow, the water here is so calm. It looks like glass. Yeah, check it out, man. It's hard to imagine that this was a volcanic area covered in lava at one time. What is that thing? What? It looks like a huge bird. That must be Blueheim. Blueheim? Yes, Blueheim was the blue Gygas. It looks like Blueheim was trapped in the lava and encased in stone. If that thing ever got free, we'd be in trouble. The Gygas that you faced so far couldn't fly. I can't imagine how tough this one would be. We should secure the blue crystal as soon as we can. Let's go! And it's actually a really awesome, picturesque looking area here we have. Right under the rim of the top of Mount Kazai. Looks really cool, actually. Alright, so inside, let's take on Mount Kazai. Straight ahead, there's just a rope we need to drop down. No other way to go, so we're going to go down all the way. Kind of disappointing that there's no more, no unique music or anything for this place, but what are you going to do? And right away we have some water that we're going to show off the underwater suit that we got from the ship parts merchant. So we change into this thing real quick. I guess everyone takes turns. We only have one suit, so maybe everyone hops in and walks across. Well, I don't know. I mean, Aika's really the only one who can't swim, so maybe everyone else can just swim right across, and Aika actually needs the suit in order to traverse that area, but seems a little unnecessary, but hey, whatever. We made it through. Alright, so, wow, 4 go-loopers here. That means I'm going to swap over to the black map because I want to kill all these guys. So I'm going to just guard, and I'm actually going to put Delta Shield on because one of the things that's kind of annoying about these go-loopers is that they can cast Slapara quite frequently, so I'd rather not fall asleep. Right now, they may all try to run, I don't know, but usually they try to, at least one of them will try to cast Slapar or something, and I want to do a Rain of Swords next round, and I'd rather not have Vice be put to sleep, so I'll do the same thing again. And they still try to run, but they can't. They're just really wanting to get out of here. Wow, I'm surprised none of them have used or tried to use Solpara yet. Okay. Whatever, well, down they go. Wow, that was actually really small damage. That's odd. Oh, well, it had the captain's hat off, so maybe that explains some of it. And 1,100 experience points, so that's an awesome experience haul for that battle. I'll put the captain's hat back on next round, or next battle. Okay, so we have a huge tablet right in front of us, and there's actually 3 branching pathways. But what we're going to do is hit this thing right here. What's this rock? It looks like some sort of switch. So we're going to activate it using our mind, apparently, since we didn't even reach our hand out or anything. And that will trigger a rumbling in the background and cause water to flow out of this lowest port down there. It looks like it triggered some sort of water release valve. Ah, I see. The switch is probably here to fill this area with water. Indeed. Well, if we look down here, there appear to be 2 more little holes there that have water that looks like it could pass through. So we're going to investigate this further. Actually, there's another one right above that doorway, so there's 3. Alright, so here we go. Here's some new enemies. Here's some cryo beasts. They're all green, so maybe a lambda burst will take care of them. Let's try that out and see how it works. I don't think we've seen these enemies before. I'm trying to remember if we've seen any of these outside in the Yafutoma area. And it's been a few days since I've recorded, so I'm trying to remember what kind of enemies we ran into last time. But one more battle won't hurt anything. So, get you guys another little piece of action here. Well, that didn't kill them, so I guess I'll just do it again. And next time I run into these guys, I'll know that 1 lambda burst isn't enough to seal the deal. Maybe I should have used some magic or something, but I'll try that strategy next time, I guess. Oh, I gotta put the captain's hat back on Vice. I'm gonna do that right after this battle, just so I don't forget. And down they go.
That was fun.
Alright. Okay, let's put this thing back on. Whoop, nope. 1 too many. Alright. That feels better. Alright. So, this first branching pathway off to the right just kind of goes around, and then we have kind of a unique looking room right here. Now, there's all these pools of water that are on the floor. There's a passageway down there, but that actually doesn't lead the way forward. So there's several of these pools, each with a little ramp that leads down, and you can actually jump into the water. Now, this is a little bit of a puzzle. And what we're aiming to do is there's platforms underneath some of these pools, and there's not platforms underneath some of these pools. The one we want to go down is right here. If you try any of the other platforms, you'll either miss what you're looking for, or you'll go all the way down to the floor in this area, in which case you'll have to take a passageway that leads back up to that area so that you can try again. But this is the one we're looking for, and there's actually a switch at the end of this platform ramp here. So we're going to use our Jedi Mind to activate this rock and pump more water into that first room. Alright, so once we're done here, unfortunately you can't just hop off the ledge here. You got to go all the way down to the end of the platform. And there's another little small part that ramps down so you can jump down. Don't really know why we can't just jump off the edge, but you know. So this room could be a little bit of a trial and error if you haven't tried it yet before. But after a couple tries, or 1 or 2 tries, well, let me see if I can get my bearings here. I gotta find that passageway. After a couple tries, you should be able to figure out where you need to go. So here it is. So if you pick wrong, just find this little passage, and this will lead you back up the ramp and back into the top area so you can try again. And unfortunately, you move at a snail's pace underwater, so it's kind of frustrating a little bit. You know, if you get a little impatient and whatnot. But, and there's no battles down here. You can't fight in the water. We're not like, we're not capable of doing that. And there's really no creatures that live in the water down there. Alright, Akafina and Enrique all gained a level that last battle. Progress being made, steps moving forward. It's always good. Alright, so we're just going to move around this room now and go into the next corridor. Alright, nothing new to see. Wow. Okay, I'm actually going to keep this in because there's something that I would like to show off that I haven't let you guys in on yet. So I'm going to focus with everybody. I'm going to try to max out my spirit point gauge because something very interesting happens now that we have the Delphinus and we have members of a crew now. There's actually two special, what would you call it? Two special... My mind is drawing a complete blank. Oh, commands. Two special commands that you can choose from whenever your spirit gauge is fully maxed out at this point. And I will show you what I'm talking about whenever we get to that point. It'll take a couple rounds, but trust me, it's worth it. So, keep focusing. Alright, we should get there next round, so that's good. And it doesn't matter how many points your max SP is, like mine is 44 right now. It doesn't matter what it is. As soon as you get the Delphinus and start getting members of the crew, then this will become available whenever you can max out your spirit gauge. So the escape button is replaced with a crew special icon. So if we select this, we have two choices here, each that will cost every spirit point that you have. The first is Prophecy, which combines the power of all four party members to call upon an ancient power. And then we have Blue Rogues, which summons all active members of the Delphinus crew, and that the attack varies depending on the crew. I'm going to show you guys both these choices. I'll show you Prophecy in this battle, and then Blue Rogues in the next battle. But what this does is, you'll see the attack in just a moment, but whenever you use Prophecy or Blue Rogues, it will be, the enemies won't get a turn. It'll just let you do this attack, and then the next round will immediately commence. They don't even have a chance to do anything. So I'm going to use Prophecy right now.
In dire need,
We call forth
the power
of the ancients.
to battle our foe.
And check that out! So overkill for those little measly enemies. But that is Prophecy. It will hit every enemy on the map and does massive damage, as you could very well tell. That becomes very useful for certain battles, as you can imagine. You know, that's extremely powerful, so it has some great utility. Alright, so we have another puzzle room here. So where we got to start is we got to come all the way down here to the floor. Alright, we have a new enemy here. So we have Slithars. They're kind of cousins of the salamanders that we saw in the Temple of Pyron, I guess. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to focus up for a few rounds. It should take two rounds to focus up everything, so not too bad. So I'm going to do that. Now, the Blue Rogue's special move, it is a combination attack plus like healing. So you'll get some you'll see it whenever it goes through, but it'll depict every crew member you have in your active roster at that time. And everybody will have like their own unique little thing that they do. And some people will cause damage. Some people will cause, like Lawrence, for instance. I think Lawrence has a sword. He does this little move that, indicates that he would be doing some damage to the enemies or whatever. And then you have people like Polly or Urala who serve food, so you would think that they're serving the party members to replenish some of their HP and stuff like that. And then I think there's a couple that really don't do anything either way, but it's still a really interesting attack that you can pull off and kind of gets you out of a pinch sometimes because it does do damage and it heals as well. So okay, enough of me talking. Here we go with Blue Rogues.
Blue Rogues, attack! This is what I'm paying for. Get a load of these!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take this!
Sorry, that one cracks me up.
You guys looked hungry.
And just fire and destruction does massive damage to all the enemies, and we get some HP. that one of Osmond just cracks me up. Her just spinning around in circles going hysterical. And then Marco flinging a giant snot ball is pretty gross too. But so that's definitely entertaining. Interesting little option for an attack there. So those are the two super moves that you can pull off if you get bored or if you need them in a pinch or something like that. So, alright, so there's this tablet right here, but it doesn't affect the main room. It just affects this room that we're in right here, and it raises the water level in this room and these floating platforms that lead to the next tablet. It appears that this switch was here to fill this area with water. Yep, so okay, let's hop in the water in our underwater suit. I mean, you couldn't just swim 30 feet to your right there. But whatever. I mean, I guess they don't need to swim. They don't really have, the standard oceans or swimming pools or anything like that. I guess they only have these vast expanses of air and sky and whatever, so maybe they don't really need to swim. So maybe nobody knows how to swim. I don't know. Alright, so one more stone tablet to go. Let's backtrack into the first room again. Alright, I was surprised that battle, so I kind of took quite a little beating there at the beginning. So let me heal back up. And we're good to go. Alright, so one more room to go in here. And we have this, you can probably guess the end game here now. There's this ramp that leads down to the water's edge, but apparently that's not good enough for us to be able to jump in right there. So we got to go through this one more room. Oh, and you hear the moonfish noise, but we can't get to that one quite yet. We will get there in a little bit. Alright, so a new little area breeds new little enemies. So we have Spherus? Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to kind of attack some of these guys, and I'm going to use Enrique's special move because we actually haven't seen his special move just yet. I'm going to switch Fina over to Silver. I guess I'll guard with her. Alright, so we haven't seen Royal Blade yet. It's been, a little while since we've had Enrique in the party now, and we haven't seen his first special move yet, so we're going to fix that. It's a pretty cool little move, too. Awesome. Very classy, yet powerful. I kind of like it.
That was
Also the... Oh, I love that too. Really cool little move there, Enrique. You can tell he's kind of like has these like fencing skills that he's probably learned growing up. Okay, so there's two branching pathways right here. I believe this way leads to... Oh, leads to nothing. Okay. So, that's that way. Alright, so this way leads forward. Oh wow, okay, we have some new enemies again! And we have Mantoids! I kinda like that name for those guys. Okay, so Mantoids here. I'm trying to remember... It was in Moonstone Mountain. I think they were called Serpentis. Oh man, that didn't take it out. But you remember those giant... They look just like this. They were just, you know, a different coloration. They had the same move, Terrible Bite. They were in Moonstone Mountain. Oh, and they have the same effect, Fatigue. That's no good. We're a little bit... Wow, really? I may not have enough... Wow, I don't. That's annoying. Okay, well, let me do a couple attacks to this other Mantoid here so that I can take it out next round. So we're a little bit familiar with these guys. Alright. Yeah. Smack. Really, Pyro? You're a green element. Why do you know red magic? I mean, I guess we know magic of every color, but that's because, like, we have moon... Do these enemies have moonstones that they can... Do they learn magic experience too? I'm just curious. I just want to know. Maybe they're just as excited about learning Pyrum and Incrum and Incremus as I am. I don't know. Alright, so moving right along. I'm so glad status effects don't carry over from battle too, so that's really nice. It'd be annoying if I had to take fatigue off of Vice and Fina there after that battle. Alright, so underwater once again. We have two ways to go here. I'm trying to think which way. I mean, we need to go both ways eventually. I'm trying to remember which one to go first. No, I'm gonna go the other way first. The other way leads to a treasure chest, which you may have seen right when we entered this new area. It was off to our left, I believe. So there's a little bit of a pathway. It's kind of backtracking into the previous area. Maybe it was on our... No, I don't know. Okay, so you can kind of see it at the top of the screen there, poking out of the water. That's where we're looking. Oh yeah, it was on the left side. Sure. Okay, I believe the ramp up is right here. Yes, it is. Alright, so right at this treasure chest and battle. You guessed it, our good friend, Zivelin Bane! Yep, he's here too. Shouldn't surprise you by now. Alright, so let's see. I'm just going to focus with these two guys so I can get a Pirate's Wrath off next round. He'll probably use Burst, but I can take one hit. Yep. I don't know why that soundbite's so hilarious to me. Enrique's got some good sound bites, I'm not gonna lie. And, oh, he came to play today, okay. Alright, so one Pirate's Wrath wasn't enough to do the job, okay, alright, so... I guess I was wrong when I thought I wouldn't need a Glyph of Might or anything like that, but... Anyway, one more little Cutlass Fury and he's done for.
We did it!
We did do it, alright. Another little piece of experience in a Vidal Seed, and another treasure artifact, the Windsong Orb. I'm going to heal up because Enrique took some damage from that burst attack. Okay. That's all that's up here, so I'm going to hit back down in the water, backtrack to the previous area, and go through the other passage. Actually, I'm going to cut this out because it's going to take a while, so I'll see you at the beginning of the other passage. Alright, so here's the other passage, right underneath that waterfall that we were at in the first area. You can look down at the map to see where we are, just for reference. And this time, I think there actually is something in one of these paths. Nope. Okay, another dead end. Alright, well, my memory fails me again. And no, there is something in one of these, I know. Moving right along. Alright, so we have another stone here. Jedi mind tricks to hit the stone, and more water flows into the opening area to count for that extra 1.5 feet that made that drop impossible, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to backtrack all the way back to the beginning of this area into the main room, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Wow, that's unfortunate. Alright, so we're back in the main chamber here, and the water level's all the way up to the rim. And so the ramp to proceed is straight in front of us, so without further ado, let's walk in. Alright, so we change into the suit, and then we jump, and defy gravity a little bit, and then we will sink at an extraordinarily increasing rate. All the way down to the bottom, which probably looks like it would be a pretty rough landing. But here we find ourselves at the bottom, and there's no way to go except for the way straight ahead of us. And ironically, we fall all the way down just to walk back up a ramp. Who knows how tall? But apparently tall enough to where the water is just coming out at foot level, ankle level here. Alright, so you may have seen it in that short little cutscene, but you won't see it unless you either rotate the camera or turn completely around. But there's a rope here. This rope actually leads all the way back to the area we just were in, but not where we just dropped down that ramp. It actually leads us up above to a separate area where that moonfish is. There it is right here, and there's actually a little platform right in front of us. And if we look down, there's the area I'm talking about, the original room here. If we get on this platform, it'll just take us down to where we can access that area once again. But we don't need to go back there, so we're just going to head right back on down the rope and continue on with the new area. Alright, so onward. Alright, so we have more of these little pathways. Alright, so I know there's something around here somewhere. You hear a cupel chirping. Ah, here we go. Here's a treasure chest with a moonberry. Alright. How many moonberries do I have? I'm going to check that out real quick. Oh, wow, I have 6. I was not expecting that. Okay, well, let me use a couple. Let's see. I'm going to actually learn Fina's last move here, because it's pretty much an emergency button. This move revives, cures all adverse effects, and completely restores all HP of all allies. It's a panic button for 18 spirit points. It costs 4 moonberries, but it's kind of worth it. It's called Lunar Light, so basically, as long as you kind of take a more defensive stance with Fina during some important battles, which, you know, you kind of do anyway. And say Fina was the last one standing after, you know, a devastating attack, or say a bunch of Say a bunch of your party members get hit with some status ailments like fatigue or silence or poison or whatever. Well, Fina can come in and save the day with that move, so it's going to be really useful, I think. And I think I have a couple seeds I need to use. No, just one, I guess. That Vital seed increases max HP by 30. I'll give that to Fina. She's still on the bottom of the totem pole as far as HP goes. Actually, a couple of battles ago, when I was trying to complete that sentence, a couple of battles ago, actually, if we look here, there's these two things on the wall here that are kind of like sentries. So if you walk far enough into the room, it initiates battle with these guys. But anyway, what I was trying to say is Inca learns Saccharine, finally. So the last green spell, which completely restores a target's HP, so that'll be awesome. I'm really glad I got that. And these two guys are Alispheres. They are blue, so I'm going to turn to Pybattle. And I'm going to try to... I can't remember how much HP they have, but I think a Cutlass Fury each will do the trick. Okay, yeah, so that looks good. The thing to look out with these guys is that they can cause petrification with their regular attacks, and they have a special attack that also... Yeah, well, okay, Vice is petrified there. I think they have a special move that will cause petrification as well. I'll just use Royal Blade here. That should be enough to do the trick. We'll see it again, just because it's pretty cool. Alright, yeah, that did the trick. So the main thing with those guys is just that they can petrify you, which can be kind of annoying. But nothing too difficult. And we move right along. And now they're not on the walls anymore. So that's actually kind of cool that your surroundings reflect what the battle just showed. Okay, so we have a door right in front of us, and we have one of these tablets here right on to the side of us. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to activate this tablet. We're not going to go through that door that was directly ahead of us, for a pretty good reason. Alright, so you see we have another tablet right to the side here. We're just down to the bottom of the floor here. We're going to go ahead and use this one as well. Come up to the top. And there's another tablet right there, but that will just reduce the water level back to where we started. Alright, so around the bend, there's another little corridor here. And we have one more little tablet here at the end. Now, the door that we saw right at the beginning was actually a door that's right underneath our feet right now, actually. So if we look down, you see all these Alispheres are lined up along the walls. So if you go through that door, you'd actually appear right underneath where we are right now, and you'd have to go through a gauntlet of 4 fights against pairs of Alispheres. And yes, you would have to fight all of them. But all of these fights can be bypassed if we hit this tablet, because that will raise the water level, along with these floating platforms, up to this top door. That's kind of a nice way to bypass some fights there. They don't really give you a ton of HP, or not HP, but experience. So it's kind of nice to have the option to skip them. Alright, so we open these giant, cool looking doors here. And there's a little platform right in front of us, and this will actually bring us down to the level where we would, where we would have been had we gone through the bottom level. So they both lead to the same place, eventually. Just this way is a whole lot easier. And we enter the final area of Mount Kazai. We get this organy church kind of cathedral music. And we have this huge expanse of a room here. And you can see some light emanating from the bottom of the area and a platform right in front of us. But there's a save point here, so I'm going to save and call it an episode. And next time we will see if we can locate the blue moon crystal, see if it's here, and see what's at the bottom of Mount Kazai Lake. So thanks for joining me this time. And next time, as I said, we're going to see what else lies beyond and see what happens. So hopefully I'll see you guys around for the next episode, and until then, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later for more Skies of Arcadia Legends.